welcome to MoonDaze here on New Paradigm Healing Academy. I'm inside because it's sprinkling outside. I'm a wee bit late today. Here where I tell you about the astrology. My name is Michelle Jericho Poplar of Queen Mabsy LLC, and I'm here to talk to you about astrology. Now, this week we have a new moon occurring on May 16th, a new moon as we are in Taurus season, and I will illuminate some more on the aspects of the non-illuminating, which happens during a new moon, which is the moon at its darkest phase, when we can't see it, but when things are beginning, as in when a seed is in the soil. The moon, the new moon phase, will activate these little seeds that are in the darkness, and then as the moon waxes meaning it grows and becomes light, there will be anew the things that will spring up. Hi, Mom. Just wanted to wish everyone, I hope you all had a happy Mother's Day. Happy Mommy's Day, Mom. This weekend was Mommy's Day with Jupiter, Big Daddy Jupiter in Cancer, expanding all things mom. So there we go. My singing child will be, she doesn't know that I'm doing this live. And here we go. I gotta do the Aloha. I might be taking a break. No breaks. No more breaks. Pause. A pause from doing the lives for the rest of May. I will make a formal announcement about that as I have. So I have to recalibrate some aspects of my third density existence and make this program more sustainable for me to do, as I am doing this service as a community service for the New Paradigm Healing Academy community, and posting these videos later on YouTube for your entrainment, entertainment purposes only. Maybe to illuminate and evaluate the patterns and cycles that might be happening for you, not to you. Yes, however, I might need to pause and do some housekeeping, as I have okay, I'm just trying to tag everyone in here, and then it just wants me to, I don't want to tag everyone products. Okay, I don't know why it does that. But anyway, you know, y'all who are replay watchers, we're gonna watch this later. If you felt a lot of feelings of fear around finances, collective consciousness issues over the weekend, that was because the moon was crossing through Aquarius, and that's where Pluto is, and Pluto is retrograde now, and that is causing everything in with the collective transformations to be reevaluated. The territory that Pluto has traversed in the sky. So all of those degrees that it has crossed over, which was from 0 degrees to 4 degrees, which is 0 is like the seed. So the seeds that were planted when it comes to our transformations, now, well, they will be quite sprouting. That is occurring for us in this new moon in Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign, and it represents what is happening anew. It will be happening around 10. Let's see. It will be happening around, around 10 a.m. on May 16th, Hawaii time. So adjust that time for where you be on planet Earth. This new moon in Taurus has quite a lot of interesting activity occurring with it. And so let's dive into that. But for now, we'll start with just where we are today, and then I'm going to work up to the 16th. So as of May 12th, we are in Moon in Pisces, and it is currently activating what is a nice minor grand trine. It is in a positive trine aspect to Jupiter. And what does that mean? Well, it's talking water sign to water sign. Cancer, the spirit is talking to the mamas. So the mamas have just had their day, the mama's day. However, Jupiter in Cancer says, what about every day? What about it being Earth Day or Mama's Day or Nurturing Day? Celebrating those who nurture and caretake every day. The new paradigm that we are moving into is going back and forward at the same time into celebrating and excelling and actually emphasizing the importance of the feminine energies, as in the value with Venus and Gemini. Gemini is the idea sign, and also the eternal child sign. Gemini is the sign of children. So we value those who raise our children. And there is a collective fear program or false evidence appearing real in opposition in Sagittarius of how are we educating these children because of Lilith and Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the sign of the scholar. The sign of all the galactic knowledge, because Sagittarius holds the galactic center of our Milky Way's galaxy. And as Lilith begins to get closer to the galactic center, we're going to feel some more fear programs arise for us to dissolve, because that's false evidence appearing real. Neptune is now at the 3rd degree of Aries, which is where what we believe around our physicality, our bodies. Aries also rules the face, the head, your eyes, things that are tangible, like our bodies. So with Neptune in Aries, now getting some distance, just being able to focus on reprogramming the beliefs around our bodies, because Saturn has moved ahead in Aries to 10 degrees. Now 10 degrees represents manifestations because the 0 looks like a circle or a container, and the 1 represents our heart, and that together is what we manifest. Manifestation is Taurus. So we're in Taurus season, and we're in a Taurus new moon, which is a powerful time to manifest. Now, we have some big decisions to make as a collective. The big decision is a very simple one that is very actually quite easy to make if we come about it from a grounded or aligned heart-centered space and just use the practice. But it's, do you choose the loving or do you choose the fearful one? Now, we get lost in the trance of the reality quite a bit. That's very easy, which is where we have to do the practice, get back into our center, get present, quiet the mind, and then allow the most loving path to reveal itself, because it will, and trust that that will happen. And always choose the most loving path. So, when we come to some choice points over this week, we're going to be prepared to have the discernment with Saturn now having more clear of a head. Aries rules head. So our heads will be more clear with Saturn a little farther away from Neptune. The illusions and delusions, our divinity is now informed. Informed. Now fully informed. Mars is hanging out with the healer, Chiron. So Mars is our actions, our entrepreneur, our trailblazer, our warrior, our protector, and our egomaniac. So, Mars and Chiron. Yeah, yeah. If you could hear my kid playing a video game, that pretty much sums up. So close to defeating the darkness and the fear programs, but it comes up again. The challenges or the lessons come up again for us to have the opportunity to up level and create a stronger resilience and foundation for whatever our high self decides to manifest. Because when you go after what you want, you do come into more of what you don't want as well, so that you know how to take your discernment and release the things that do not serve and move forward. Taurus is the bull, so move forward to the new moon. We move forward. But Taurus is steady, and Taurus can be methodical. With the planet Mars at the last degrees of Aries, meeting up with Chiron, we are being called to take more action on the things that we need to heal our bodies, and we're going to be tested on all of the things that we've learned while Chiron has gone through Aries. So just bear that in mind as we go through this last few months. Now, Mercury is hanging out with the Sun in Taurus. So Mercury is going to have a lot to do with this upcoming new moon. With the moon in Pisces today on MoonDaze, it is aspecting the Sun in Taurus, and it is reminding us that our manifestations should be fun. We should have enjoyment, and we also shouldn't should on ourselves. Yes. There's also a nice harmonic trine or sextile to Jupiter in Cancer, so expanding on that, how we manifest the nurturing containers for our feelings. The moon in Pisces always helps us feel a lot of feels. The moon will be moving into Aries by Wednesday. It will cross over all the activity in Aries, preparing for this new moon on the 16th. So as it crosses over the feelings, moon, cross over Neptune, our beliefs, because it's at 3 degrees around our dreams. And then it's going to cross over Saturn, how we are manifesting, how we're manifesting our structures around our body, and how we are embodying those structures. And then it moves forward to Mars, crossing over Mars. What actions, Mars rules actions, what actions around those embodiments are we taking? And then as it moves over Chiron, how are we radically accepting the things that we cannot feel, because there are things that are just that are not changeable. As in, I can't fly. So I'm in a human body. I don't have wings. So that's not possible. But my body does have the ability to heal a broken bone, which it just did. And that's pretty magical. Now, as it goes through and meets up with Mercury, over Friday and Saturday, the moon, Mercury will kind of move ahead of the sun, and then it's going to be moon, sun, Mercury in Taurus. Mercury rules our thoughts and our minds. Mercury is the sign, is going to be getting ready to go into its home sign of Gemini. Mercury rules Geminis and Virgos. So Mercury is saying, oh, hey, what about the beliefs, or what does Spirit have to say about your feelings? And maybe we should be going with the more practical choices that are the paths of least resistance when it comes to our manifestation. So that way we're more efficient and everyone wins. The moon and sun and Venus in Gemini will say, oh yes, me and Uranus who is also in Gemini, agree. We should be going with practical choices, which looks like what's the most loving thing to do. That will simplify everything. Venus is very chatty in Gemini, so she's going to have a lot to say about what your true, loving, authentic values are in your mind. So call upon her as you have if you have thought patterns that are repeating, and she will help you out. So all in all, this weekend, with also the minor grand trine that is continuing on throughout these many moons, this is a fabulous time, despite the external world traversing and challenges that are arising for us, to lay foundations for your manifestations. And Pluto retrograde might slow things down in the collective, but that's kind of what everyone needs on an individual level. Uranus moves very slow, is in Gemini, and it's in that aspect to Pluto, which creates like this little small triangle like this, and it points to Neptune at Aries. Our divinity around our beliefs, around our bodies, embodying. So less escapism, as in less doom scrolling, and more going out and hugging trees. Aloha Aina, go aloha the Aina. Taurus season is about the land. Literally, it is the new moon to go give your favorite tree a hug. You'll feel so much better. Coraline and I just hugged a tree the other day when we were going to the dentist, because this tree just looked like huggable, and oh boy did we have enjoy that. So yes, go aloha Aina, go hug a tree, go in the ocean, go in the sand, go in the grass, and manifest the best through choosing what is the most loving. And if you don't know what that is, do the practice. Where do I get this from? How is it for me? Who does it belong to? New Paradigm Healing Academy. You can also take a look at the 8-week course that Candace and Isaac Box are cooking up to kind of do like a little crash integration on the dimensional shifts. You can call Candace for some information on that. And if you are curious on what aspect of your life this new moon is affecting for you, your birth chart, as in what piece of pie of your life is it affecting, you can book a reading with me at queenmabsy.com in the comments and the show notes below. And I do appreciate my returning viewers and replay viewers as well. I do accept donations, tips. Those links are in the show notes below if you're on YouTube. And I am grateful for your support and showing up for yourself. This is the time to allow to plant those seeds that were planted actually, over the beginning of this year, we're already in month 5, are now going to have the opportunity from the emotional work that we've done to sprout. And then we will also have the opportunity to continue to nurture them by doing the practice and refinding our centered selves in the most loving possible way, which is feeling present. Not worrying about the past or thinking about the future. That's how you can kind of tell you're there. And we blip in and out of it, bloop, 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 because there is some programs in the 4th dimension, 4th density, which is where our heart chakras are in the collective of the earth by, you know, satellites and media and all that. That's 4th density stuff. So there's this network, unseen network of signals that we humans have created, and we use our discernment now, meaning that's what we're learning. We are learning, and that's what this Healing Academy is here for. It has been formed in this collective of people are here, and other like-minded communities are all around, to dissolve the grid that is the fear-based programs that have been perpetuated for 10,000 years or so and no longer serve. So none of the fear program truly belongs, because that was useful when we were being chased by saber-toothed tigers. We're not. We figured that one out. Now they are our kitties. They are our pets, and they're very cute. So now our brains are catching up to all of the fun things that we've created, and as the technology kind of becomes sentient because we programmed it to do that, or is it already, and it's like blasting some stuff from the future? Who knows?
Mom, do we have to get pizza?
No, that was all the pizza. Yeah. So, with that, no more pizza, but there is always the Anyway, I love you all. Have a happy week. MoonDaze. Bye bye. Aloha.